It's showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
And a fine Saturday matinee to you all. Happy Saturday, Mandy Kaplan.
Hello, Pete.
And Tommy Metz III.
Hi, Mandy.
Oh, not talking to Pete.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I see how this is going to work. You had some words of follow-up about the Friends reunion, Tom? Because we've talked about that across multiple shows.
We have. I like that we're now all in the Friends reunion universe.
No, that's right.
The FRU. No, I like that everyone found different parts to be really uncomfortable by and other parts to really be charmed by. I thought that was fun.
Mandy, do you have any words of follow-up? Did you like it? Now we've talked about it. You feel good?
Oh, I loved it. Oh, yes. Last time you tried to spoil it for me. And if you do that within the Heights, I will murder you.
I haven't watched it yet.
Nor have I.
I've watched the first 8 minutes.
That's right. I heard Mandy in real time learn, no, it's not a new episode. It's a grab bag of Friends nonsense. Because Mandy, you were so delightfully confident. You're like, no, it's a new episode. And Pete was like, well, no.
Yeah.
It's a Q&A and then a Justin Bieber dance show. And you're like, what's happening?
Yeah. No, overall, though, I thought it was quite successful in pulling at all my heartstrings and making me feel nostalgic, and I loved it.
Nostalgic and mostly sad for Matthew Perry.
Oh,
and his upper lip. Something has happened to Matthew Perry. I feel really bad about where he is, but he's still charming, even if he doesn't remember much. Still charming.
Correct.
I give it a solid 5.9 stars on the IMDb scale. Yeah, almost at 6. It worked for me. Likely won't work for all. What are you watching right now? Besides Friends reruns, what are you watching?
Mare of Easttown. Ooh.
Have you finished? Where are you on it?
Yep, just finished.
Me too. Dynamite. I loved it. I loved it.
Love
really? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, not a fan, Pete.
I haven't seen an episode.
I was trying to think of how to be like, oh, don't you? Yeah, I can't do it. Don't you love it?
That was good, baby. That was actually really great.
Thanks.
Yeah. I thought it was so great and really grounded, really well acted. I saw some of the stuff coming, not all of it, and it was really exciting. I like a real downer, rainy, female-led murder mystery.
Honestly, that's why I haven't watched it yet. I know it's getting all this, but when you look at the art on HBO Max, and it's her kind of looking over her shoulder, and you can tell it's like everything's sepia and wet. It's not drawing me in. It's like, I'm going to stay inside and watch Friends reruns. Like, I'm just not there.
I think it has enough twists and turns to keep, and the world is so grounded and real and beautifully acted. I feel it will work for you.
Okay. Well, it is on the list for sure.
That is funny, though, that you're talking about the key art. Seems like, did you think the killing was too dry? Like it is, It is an overcast world.
Yeah. There's nothing grabbing at the old lapels. It's pretty much like, weird accents we all have tried to get out from under for, 3 decades and wet. Yeah, I'm not into it. So, but I will watch. I've heard nothing but great things from people I trust, and also you guys. So I'll definitely catch it. I just finished a movie that is as weirdly disappointing a movie that as I've seen recently. Have you seen Dream House?
Is that the Daniel Craig? They gave away the entire twist literally in the trailer, or twailer, as I like to call it.
Okay, I didn't watch the twailer, Tom, so I don't know if that happened. Maybe they did. They did give away, like, this is a movie that, just listen to this cast. So you've already outed Daniel Craig, but Rachel Weisz, Elias Koteas, Naomi Watts, Martin Sokas, the cast is amazing. These people should put together a hell of a film.
Yeah.
I should have stopped at minute 48. Yeah. And that was it, because that's where the twist comes out. And then it's nonsense. It's just an assault on my intelligence all the way down, and me just mostly feeling sorry for him. And this was the story that apparently director Jim Sheridan, who we normally should trust for such things. Produced in the name of the Father. It's legit. Let's just say legit. Jim Sheridan, apparently the producer of the movie, came and changed the whole thing after the fact. And
that
Sheridan
always bodes well.
Meaning in post?
The audience.
Yeah. And so Sheridan said, no, you can't do that. And the producer said, yeah, no, I'm going to do that. And so the entire cast said, okay, if he's going to do that, we're with Jim Sheridan. We're not going to promote the film at all.
Dynamite.
And so
we have a woman in the window situation here, apparently.
It feels like a woman in the window situation. So it was very disappointing. And I'm so surprised at this movie. And spoiler, it's actually a backup pick for my list tonight. Yep, that's right.
Oh.
Is it more of a nightmare house than a dream house? No? Anyone?
Talk about a money pit. Yeah, it's bad news. So that's what I've been watching.
I'm sorry about that, Pete. Yeah, that trailer was What Lies Beneath notorious for. Wait, do they know that they put that in the trailer?
Did anybody watch this before they hit publish?
Gave it like a final look? Yeah. Because What Lies Beneath, the big twist happens like an hour and something into the movie, and it's straight up in the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I started, which makes me smarter than both of you, is The Underground Railroad on Amazon Prime.
Really?
Fine.
Boom.
Wait, you watched it?
I read it.
Oh, you read it.
Like a real class act.
Okay, fair enough. Did you like the book?
No.
Oh, because it was sad, or because it was?
I mean, it was like being brutalized for 380 pages. I mean, I know it was a well done book, but I found it very tough. And I know that everyone's saying the series is incredible too, but it's just, oh God.
Fair enough. I read his second book, The Nickel Boys.
Oh, I read that too.
Which I desperately loved, but it's very rough again too.
Oh, I didn't care for that one.
Really? You didn't?
Mm-mm.
Well, you're drinking soup out of a martini glass. Yeah. I've only watched the first episode of The Underground Railroad. I didn't read the book. I was attracted by the underground, by the magical realism of the concept that there is an underground railroad that is literally an underground railroad. And of course, the book won the Pulitzer Prize. But no, the first episode, you can tell that we're going to be on quite a ride. It is both rough and incredibly beautiful. I'm really looking forward to it, because I had just watched Them, which I talked about on a couple Satmats ago, which I was wondering where it existed in this idea of what maybe, what I called racism porn or slavery porn. This seems like it might not have that kind of question for me, which is beautiful, which is wonderful. And so I'm really looking forward to it as much as one can look forward to something like this. Yeah, so I just started watching that. And then the other thing that I watched last night was called Ghost Stories. It's a Martin Freeman starring anthology ghost story film based on a play called Ghost Stories, which is one of two major Broadway productions, the other one being The Lady in Black. Mm-hmm. There's only been two like real big horror-centric stage plays that have been really successful. Ghost Stories was the other one, and it's written and directed by the makers of the play, and it's really fun. It's got some legit scares in it, and then it's also kind of cheeky. It's very British, and I really enjoyed it. I watched that last night. The end.
That's awesome. Martin Freeman, it sneaks up on you. Like, he is in stuff that you just would not expect. He's got crazy horror stuff that he just shows up in.
You can tell he's in this because he liked it, and he liked the show, and he wanted, because he's the name of the show, and it's a lot of fun.
I can't believe, I just have one more shout out to an actual good movie experience that I had very recently. I can't believe I led with the stupid Dream House when what I really wanted to talk to you about is Armando Iannucci. Do you like the Armando, the Nooch?
He did Veep, right?
And Death of Stalin and Thick of It and
Death of Stalin is my favorite. Yeah.
I don't know any of those. I know Veep.
Oh my gosh.
You would guys like Death of Stalin, Mandy, if you like Veep.
Death of Stalin.
You're going to make me write stuff down.
Delightful. We gotta post it.
It's the funniest comedy that has the most people shot in the head that I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
Really great. Yeah.
The Armando Iannucci's latest is The Personal History of David Copperfield.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
It is wonderful. Wonderful. It is the story of David Copperfield as revised through Armando Iannucci. It is fantastical and frivolous, and it really nails the Dickens book, the stuff that is like...
Oh, not The Magician.
Oh, I was thinking of The Magician. Wait, were you just making a joke, Mandy? I was legit
Tommy,
thinking...
I was just making a joke.
No, what I'm saying is I was also like Mandy. I knew it was a joke.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's we both made a joke, and we're both smart. Go ahead, Pete.
Man, I can't... I thought this was book talk.
It is.
A really disappointing episode of Book Talk. The personal history of David Copperfield, it nails this stuff. Like, you remember David Copperfield, right? You read the David Copperfield in school? You did. Nobody did.
Statue of Liberty disappeared.
Because nobody did. You were assigned David Copperfield, but did you read it?
Great Expectations. I was all about Great Expectations.
Okay. There is this lovely sort of sense of it where it's just like he works himself into the history. David Copperfield works himself into the history of the narrative, and this nails it. But most important, completely colorblind casting. Completely. David Copperfield's played by Dev Patel. He's so good. But Ben Whishaw is in it, and Peter Capaldi and Tilda Swinton plays Dev Patel's aunt. And Gwendolyn Christie is in it, and Hugh Laurie is incredible as Mr. Dick. It is just a
Gwendolyn Christie
and back to Veep.
Yeah,
Hugh Laurie, right?
Hugh Laurie.
That's right.
It is just Benedict Wong plays the most brilliant cinematic drunk. He is amazing.
Is he from Mr. My Hands? Is he from the Marvel?
Are you talking about Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
That's Benedict Cumberbatch.
And Benedict Wong.
And Benedict
Wong plays
I'm not
Wong.
a crazy person. I'm
there
crazy, but I'm not.
Benedicts?
Yeah, there are two.
In that movie?
And they're literally opposite each other. I'm like,
oh,
yes.
That's not okay.
And you can never guess what was always at craft services. Eggs Benedict. Go ahead.
That movie, it has gotten, it's averaging a 3.5 on Letterboxd, which is a bummer because I think it is a better movie than that, and it should be seen. It's super fun.
How is my Eggs Benedict joke trending on Letterboxd?
Yeah, no, I did you a favor by moving on.
I know, but I saw it happening, so I had to put my face back in it.
Terrible callback.
All right,
okay,
fair enough.
So that's what we've got. Very exciting. Shall we do trailers?
Yeah.
Oh, right into it. It's almost like we're pressed for time. Who's first?
I'm first. I am first. And I'm going to try and go quickly because I hear Mandy has a bit with her pick for some reason. I don't know what to expect from any of that.
Oh, why do I even?
My movie is No Sudden Move, mostly because Steven Soderbergh films are catnip for me.
Oh, yeah.
You said a man wants to see me.
Alley out back.
Can't come in here. What is he, white? Oh, boy. So what's the score?
We're sending a man that works in an office to pick something up. You are part of a babysitting team watching his family while he does it.
Good morning.
Everything is normal, except...
What do you want?
Is that something you'd say? Normal Monday?
I'm gonna shoot you right now.
Can I go home now? Wait at the house after.
What do you mean after?
Right off of your
What is going on?
What's going on, big guy? Yeah, what are we doing?
We're following instructions. Are you helping me or are you not helping me?
No.
Thank you. Set up, man.
God called me, offering me $10,000 to turn you in. 15 for the white guy.
Think you're the only one that can make a move? I can make a move, too.
Have the keys. I'd like to listen to the radio.
I'm gonna shoot you right now.
Organized crime like the mob. Well, I guess that's the $64,000 question, isn't it?
Knock you off of your feet.
It's been a long day. I'll put this over you so I can relax.
Thank you.
This is another one. This cast how do you get schedules aligned to get these people all together long enough to shoot a film?
This cast is rivaling David O. Russell's new film, which I know nothing about except that everyone that's not in No Sudden Move is in David O. Russell's new film.
It's the only other movie that they can make right now because
it's like someone
everyone's
said, you guys, we just ran out of film. There's only 2 left, so pick your sides. And half of them went with No Sudden Move. The other half went with Russell Magoo.
Yeah, that's right. And it starts with Don Cheadle, Benicio del Toro, David Harbour, Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser, it turns out, still working. Haven't heard a lot from him.
Love it, though.
He's still around. Love him. Matt Damon, Ray Liotta. What? Kieran Culkin? I haven't seen anything with Kieran Culkin since Scott Pilgrim.
No, the series Succession. He's huge.
Oh,
yeah.
Petey, you should be watching Succession. I'm so sorry I just called you Petey.
Didn't watch it. Good. Doesn't exist. Okay. And John Hamm. What? John Hamm.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed you didn't mention any ladies, and neither does the trailer.
That's why. Mostly is because Julia Fox and Frankie Shaw and Amy Simmons and Lauren Reese Martin and Miranda Richardson. Miranda Richardson is also in there.
They all look the same with red, Lucy and Ethel curls and
pretty much.
Pale white skin and
pretty much. But it is Soderbergh. He's come out of retirement again.
Yeah, well, that was my question. When it said a Steve Soderbergh film, I was like, I swear, was it an acid dream? Did he not retire?
Well, he said he retired from feature films. And then he was just going to do TV stuff, but then TV became prestige TV. And then now this is like, I think because it's coming to HBO Max, he's like, it's not a real film. LOL. I'm Steve.
He's the Brett
did you just call him Steve, Mandy?
Yeah.
That was very ingratiating. I love it. Did you call him Steve?
You called him Petey. I can call Steve.
Fair enough. That's a good point.
A spider. That's a spider crawling across my lens right now.
There's a bug crawling. Oh my God. Did you plan that?
Oh my God, I can't.
There is a bug crawling across Pete's Zoom. And now we're just looking at I don't know what words are, but I'm going to say pupus.
I'm going to do it back here.
That's not a word that I like.
I don't want to get close. It's giant.
How are you going to get rid of that?
It's this big. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And it won't follow.
And it just went by. No, you have to track it.
It's on my monitor. It's moving toward my beverage. Oh, it's behind the monitor now.
Can that be my trailer? That's so much better than my trailer. My trailer is the thing that only the recording people can see. The YouTube Live.
It came back around the side.
Well, do
I need
something.
to get it. Hold on. I can't
burn down your house.
I can't leave.
Yeah, you have to move.
Because
move and change your name. Witsack yourself.
Oh God, you guys, it was big.
This is the episode we're keeping tight.
Right. Oh my God.
That was.
Oh, it was horrifying.
I haven't seen that.
That's a brown recluse for sure. Like that is a poisonous killer spider.
I think it's even worse than brown recluse. I think it's like a brown extrovert. Like he's in the mix and he wants your throat.
Tommy! Oh, Tommy!
Nobody can find it. We don't know where it is.
Oh,
it's
God.
now.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
Keep all this in, Pete.
I don't remember. I'm going to do this standing up from now on because.
Oh, God. Oh.
That was so big. Okay.
That was really rough. Emotionally. And I'm not joking.
So all I want to say is I don't care how many times he retires. I'm going to keep watching Soderbergh movies because I like them. I like Soderbergh movies a lot. And so I'm in it. And this cast looks amazing. Sorry about the ladies.
Or lack thereof.
Production design looks great. And the time period looks great. And the language seems great. This is like catnip for me. I'm super excited. I still don't. The trailer was 9 minutes long. I still have no idea what's happening in it. But everyone has guns. And everything goes click.
Is written by Ed Solomon, and Ed Solomon is behind Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too, and
we are
also
fans.
Charlie's Angels and Men in Black, and so there's a weird seriousness in this trailer that doesn't necessarily come through from the guy who wrote like Bill and Ted. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this is so I'm curious what he is able to bring to the proverbial table. I'm having a really hard time concentrating because I just don't know when it's going to come back out.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Who's next?
What is the signal we should give you if it's behind you, but we don't want to let it know that we know? We're going to use the word flapjacks. Okay. Because that comes up so organically.
Yeah, right. No, of course.
Who is next? I'm next.
Yes. Tommy, you're next.
Adorable. From my own quiver. Yes, my film is the sequel to a movie that I found incredibly interesting and adorable, and I was the one. But then actually it turned out it was a big hit. It was called Escape Room, and it took the idea of escape rooms and made it into a horror film, but that wasn't based in gore or anything. It's not a torture porn movie at all. It was just sort of like, what if you were put into an escape room built by a corporation like CRS from the game that has unlimited funds and can do whatever it wants? And I really loved it. And I saw it in the movie theater. And then I came home and I texted everybody, "You've got to see this movie. This is one that you're really going to remember." And then everyone saw it and they went, "What?" And then I rewatched it and I went, "Oh no, it's actually not that great. It's a great idea with one dynamite set piece, but I still have a very soft part of my heart. And I love the idea that they're continuing it with the actual characters. This is Escape Room Tournament of Champions.
Escape room's alive.
I need to know that the criminals who killed the 4 people in front of me are held accountable.
They're hiding in plain sight in the middle of Manhattan.
We need to stop them.
I'm in.
I know this is a lot to ask, but thank you for coming with me. Do you hear that?
Hey, what the hell is going on?
The train is uncoupled!
You gotta be kidding me.
Hold on!
Welcome to Minos Escape Rooms.
No.
It's happening again.
You guys have played the game before?
So what is this? Like a tournament of champions?
Look, we all know how this works. We solve the puzzles or we die.
False advertising must be pulled.
This ad, yourself is missing an E.
So maybe we pull the corresponding handles with a missing letter. Yes! E.
Hang
M&A.
Come on, we don't have time!
The missing letters are W, B, and O!
This is way bigger than last time.
You gotta try something, right?
There's a special reason each of us survived. I can't feel physical pain. Just imagine the kinds of puzzles they came up with for me.
Take a picture. It will last longer.
It's the clue. This looks just like the lighthouse on the postcard.
Grab his hand!
It's the same movie, but bigger, and it seems like more lasers. That's never the answer for anything.
And tournamentier.
So much tournamentier. When you guys see this, you can tell that the studio cares about this movie to a certain extent because they put like a cool song to it. They care about the titles. Like they know where their money is. And the first one made surprising amount of money. When you see this trailer, Mandy and Pete, are you like, what's happening? Or do you have any interest in it?
I loved Cube a lot.
Me too.
Yeah. And so like Escape Room, the whole premise of Escape Room felt like Cube to me. Like we're just going to do that. But I never saw Escape Room.
Well,
I haven't
Cube
seen it.
with a budget. Yeah.
It's Cube with okay. So Flapjack.
Did you see that? Flapjack.
It learned himself in.
It learned how to open a door.
Yeah, he learned to open. So but then I watched this trailer and I think I don't want to pay to rent the first one anymore. It's like Cube, but purposeless. What is even going on with this? Like it's so they've so broken my trust in the context of the escape room like thrill.
Why?
That I just don't even care.
Like you've never been in an escape room and then it turned out you were on a flight on a plane and no one told you. I know it's a little much. I get it.
So you're saying I should still see the first one? That's what you're saying. You still,
no.
Good.
Everyone thinks that it's terrible. I love it. I still love the first one. Mandy, any thoughts? And feel free to have none.
Here's my story.
Oh.
I clicked on the trailer, and as is often the case, Pete is like
there
spider fighting as I'm talking.
Web hanging from the ceiling to my camera, and I just saw it waving in, and I had to get rid of it. I'm so sorry. This is very distracting.
So I click on the trailer, and an ad pops up.
Oh.
And you have to watch a certain amount of the ad before you can hit skip ad. And I'm waiting. And the ad is for this really amazing concealer that they match to your skin if you take a quick quiz on the website. So I clicked on the quiz, took the quiz, got the concealer. Then I got a deal on an amazing mascara through the same website. It's going to arrive at my house with a 20% off discount because I signed up for the recurring subscription, which I feel I'll probably cancel if it's not really good concealer. And then we logged into the Zoom, and I had forgotten to watch your
Fair enough.
But then, hey, behind the scenes drama, Tommy logged into the Zoom and said, I need to watch the trailers. Right. So then I felt forced. I couldn't be like, not me, because I knew I hadn't watched it. So I did. And all I need to say is Razzie alert. That lead actress. Oh, God. Very pretty. Very bad acting. I was just watching bad acting
Fair
in the
enough.
movie.
Was she in the first one? Was she the same? Is she a return character?
Almost everybody is in the first one. Gorgeous. Oh, no. Almost everyone was dead. Just the main guy and girl. Like the girl with the really pretty hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like curly. Yeah, she's in the first one. And she's the same person.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Well, guess what, everybody? It's in theaters on July 16th. So I'll be there, and there will be plenty of seats. Mandy?
We all know I'm a parent.
We all know
it. And when Casey was about 5, a really adorable movie came out called Hotel Transylvania. And they continue to remake this every 2 years. It's an Adam Sandler.
That's the only thing I know about it is that Adam Sandler is involved.
And I think it's got heart and humor. And I enjoyed the first 2 with Casey. And then we watched like the third one. We went to the movies when it came out. So he was about 9. And I thought it was just like a hot steaming bag of crap. But he liked it. So it's like, okay, great. I mean, they're funny, they're goofy, they're harmless. So this is Hotel Transylvania 4.
4? Wow.
You have to do.
That was my pause.
You have to do the subtitle, though. You have to do the subtitle.
Transformania, right? Transformania.
Transformania.
Did I get that right? I'm not.
You got it right.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
Here's to Hotel Transylvania.
Johnny worked so hard to make this extra special.
Fire!
Oh, that's not good.
Nice one, Blobby.
Okay. Thank you, dear son-in-law.
I ruined everything.
Johnny, what are you talking about?
Your dad never really thought of me as part of the family. All because I'm not a monster.
So, you want to become a monster, huh?
Van Helsing?
The monstrification ray turns humans into monsters and monsters into humans.
But is it safe, though?
Great question. Huh?
That's weird. Nothing happened. Ugh. The nightmare! It's over! I'm human again!
I was like, too bad Casey's too old for these movies, because these are enjoyable and, you know, a good chance to spend a Sunday afternoon in the theater with my kid. And then today he said, I saw on YouTube that there's a new Hotel Transylvania coming out. Can we go see it?
Oh, YouTube.
So I get to see this movie.
Oh, you're excited. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, again, there'll be dumb laughs and I get to spend time with my kid.
What's if you can boil it down to like,
I sure can,
2 sentences.
Tommy.
What is the idea of Hotel Transylvania and Adam Sandler?
So in the hotel in Transylvania, it is run entirely by monsters and they don't allow any humans.
Mm-hmm.
And Dracula, played by Adam Sandler, has a daughter who is, I think, maybe half human, half drac, half vamp. And then she falls in love with a human. A human accidentally wanders into the hotel in the first movie, played by Andy Samberg. And Selena Gomez is the daughter. And they fall in love, and Adam Sandler doesn't want them to because he's a human, and that's disgusting. And all the actors are all big name comedians. It's fun. It's just fun.
Fun.
There is controversy around this one, right?
Sweet.
Well, I don't know what the controversy is, but for some reason, Adam Sandler is not in the fourth movie. Sandberg is back and Selena Gomez is back, but Dracula is played by Brian Hull. What's that about?
Oh, that's because of one reason. Paychecks.
I would imagine.
Unless Brian Hull is grabbing that same
what controversy? Money. I guess we solved it. Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard Eddie Murphy showed up like one day on the Shrek sequels, and then it's just all voice matching, and so.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that David Spade is back as Griffin, the Invisible Man.
Because what else is he doing? Hosting The Bachelor. We buried the lead.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Because they kicked that one guy out.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
But Steve Buscemi and Keegan-Michael Key and like there are some great voices in here. Jim
James.
Gaffigan has come out of his apartment.
I have a thing for Kevin James. So
I love it.
Do you?
I do. I love him.
Okay.
I could watch King of Queens all day long and be happy.
Okay. Cool. Cool. That's cool.
I sent the spider for you, Pete. I sent it.
Did that like sound too judgmental? Okay.
It wasn't a spider, it was a spiter. Was that worth it?
Oh boy.
I guess not.
All right.
Asked and answered. Not worth it. Spiter.
Hey, Tom, when it doesn't work the first time, no need to repeat it. Bud. I'm just here to help.
That's not what I've learned about.
That's not what yes and means. No one is saying yes and do it again.
No, it means that clearly no one heard it because it's such gold.
What
it's such gold.
Child.
I got to really lean into the mic.
Andy Nelson, my stars, you're here. Our mystery games master, Andy Nelson, has jumped in to our recording session here to lead us through a game that he's done a really extraordinary amount of prep work to bring this game to us tonight, and I think it is a grand experiment. Let's see.
Hey everybody, Andy Nelson here, bringing you tonight's game show extravaganza. That's right, it's everybody's favorite musical mix-up game. It's Backward Movie Themes.
Oh!
Tonight we'll be playing iconic themes from iconic movies, and it's up to our 3 contestants to correctly identify the movie each theme is from. Can they do it? Stay tuned to find out.
I love how you brought this character with you. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
I needed like a game show guy.
I also like how you pronounce iconic.
Iconic.
Is that a clue? How you lean into the I? Okay. Here we go.
Ready? Are we ready?
Yes.
So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to play a track. And it's basically up to you 3. Whoever feels they know it can call it out. Once you've called out something, you have to stop calling things out if you're wrong. Let the other 2 call things out.
How do we buzz in?
Just shout, I guess.
Our name or the actual answer?
The actual answer. If all 3 of you get it wrong, then we'll move on to the next one, I guess. We'll call that one a fail.
And let me just say, as somebody, so Andy called me yesterday and he said, I want to test this out on you. So I assume you're not giving any of these that we did yesterday.
Maybe. Might be different parts.
Oh, nuts. All right. So if I've heard it before, I'll shut up. But all I'm saying is it behooves you to be patient.
To wait.
Yeah. You got to, because often you'll hear things that don't sound like sound and you'll shout something out only like a second later to totally get the main theme.
Right.
So just.
Ill behoove me, no ill behoove, sir. I will play the game.
Let Tommy
as
call
I
out
will.
Grease, and then it's just down to the 2 of us.
Right. That's
so that's going to happen every round. Yeah.
Grease.
Are you ready, everybody? We're going to start off with this one, and if we need to, maybe I'll throw in a clue if it seems like you're all flailing. So here we go. First track now.
Is it Psycho?
It is Psycho.
Wait. All right, great. That weirdly sounded like Psycho.
Like Psycho. That's like the sound I make.
Right, exactly. All right, so that's 1 point for Mandy. Yeah! All right, number 2 up. Here we go.
Star
Wars bad Imperial
Darth
theme.
Vader's theme.
March. Imperial March.
It is the Imperial March from The Empire Strikes Back.
The Empire
Not
Strikes Back.
just Star Wars.
I think I might have
There were
yelled
a lot of words.
You did yell Starman.
I think I yelled Starman like over and over again. Okay.
I'm
right.
Jeff
Start
Bridges.
time.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Number 3 is up.
Is it The Natural?
It is The Natural, yes.
Oh, I don't know that at all. So that's Pete for the win.
I thought we said iconic.
The Natural is iconic.
The Natural?
The theme song for The Natural. It's very iconic. All right, number 4. Here we go.
Change with it be. Defying gravity.
Glory.
The Rocketeer. Is it one of the famous J's?
We need a clue, sir.
Is it Horner?
Are we allowed to guess again now?
No, it's you, Tom.
But I guessed already.
Yeah, you
all
thought
it was
guessed.
Wicked, a movie that's
guessed.
never been made.
Guess.
Yeah, I immediately forgot everything.
A Few Good Men.
So iconic.
God.
It sounds like Dallas to me.
Jurassic Park?
Any ideas?
Don't we get a clue? You said you would give a clue.
Oh, it is Marvel. Something in the MCU.
I'm out.
Good luck, Mandy.
But is it? It's not the Avengers theme. We've
It's
done
not
that.
the Avengers theme.
I would know that.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America's
It
on.
is Captain America.
What?
Oh.
I was 100% being a dick and joking. Do I really get that point?
Hey, you got it. Whether you guessed it completely as a joke or not, you still get the point. So it was Captain America, the first Avenger. All right, here we go. Number 5. Now, I know I said iconic movie themes. This might be a little bit of a stray from iconic movie themes.
Why, did you write this?
Let me just reverse it. And we'll just play a few seconds and see if somebody can guess it.
If it's not iconic.
Any ideas?
Oh. Well,
I got nothing. Hotel Transylvania 2?
It is from Joe versus the Volcano.
Joe versus Volcano.
It is.
Oof.
It is. I know that was. I know a little bit of a stretch.
It's a we're a niche podcast.
I can't believe I that actually I should have had that. I should have had it backwards.
You would really have gotten that? Gosh, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Well, Joe versus
That's not
Volcano.
what I'm asking you.
Andy and I have kind of a thing about Joe
It's a
versus
great
Volcano.
movie. All right, number 6.
All right.
You ready?
Ready.
Mm-hmm.
6. Wow.
Oh. What the hell is that movie?
Edward Scissorhands.
What is it?
I can tell that you've got it.
I know. Don't tell me yet.
I want to say Godfather.
Nope. I'm so filled with rage. Oh, I'm sorry, Mandy. Sorry. Yeah, I took my earphones off so I couldn't hear how loud I just screamed.
Yes, you did.
It's been used in a lot of trailers, which probably doesn't help. It was.
I got nothing.
It is.
This sucks. It's one of my favorite ones. Wait.
I'll give you a hint. Jennifer Connelly was in the movie.
The Rocketeer.
It was not the Rocketeer. That's a little dark for the Rocketeer.
Was it Dark City?
Oh, Requiem for a Dream. Thank you.
Requiem for a Dream.
Requiem for a Dream. One of my favorites. I'm sorry I screamed into the mic earlier. I feel bad now.
Good job.
Hard. Okay.
All right.
Requiem for a Dream. That's a great one because I got it.
All right. Number 7 is up. Here it is.
Here we go.
This is Andy's musical soundscape. I have no idea.
Is it that? Da 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 da.
That's
is it that? So what is that? So I'm really good at remembering the songs, but not the name.
You have it. That's exactly what it is. It's a groundbreaking science fiction film from 1992.
Da 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 da. Why am I so bad at the easy part? Terminator 2.
Judgment Day. Terminator 2.
You said iconic. These are not
Those are that one's iconic, Mandy. Just because it's not a Hotel Transylvania 3. I'm going to keep going back to the same joke.
All right.
No, that Terminator 2 that's an iconic theme.
Yeah, the Terminator theme is very iconic.
Yeah.
All right, number 8.
Okay, drop some real iconic stuff here.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you go to your Nora Ephron stuff.
Here we go.
Pete knows it.
Sounds like David Lynch.
It's going to keep me up tonight.
Yeah, this was the soundtrack to my last nightmare.
Anybody?
I don't even know what instrument that is. Is it a saxophone?
There's a little bit of a sax in there. There's a horn. There's some...
Pink Panther?
The Pink Panther.
It is the Pink Panther. That's iconic, Mandy, wouldn't you say?
That's completely iconic.
Okay, good.
But it didn't sound like that.
Backwards?
That's weird.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like backwards, yes.
But
it is like nightmares. It is the stuff of nightmares. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be right.
It's in there. It's in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Did I get that point?
You got that point. Yes,
you get that point.
Look at me. Everything's coming up. Tommy.
That's right.
I'm going to call my dad after this. Okay.
Okay, here's another one.
Oh, Chariots of Fire.
Chariots of Fire.
Mandy got that one. Yes, Chariots of Fire.
Wow, that was really quick. So cool pick, Andy, but great choice, Mandy. Switch them.
Okay, here we go. Number 10.
The Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
No.
Is it a Coen Brothers? Is it like No Country for Old Men? Did I make all of those words up? Oh.
Any ideas?
I liked my guess. It was wrong.
It was a good guess because of the whistling. This was a very recent musical.
In the Heights.
Oh, I know it. Oh. I know it. I hate it. La La Land.
La La Land.
It is La La Land. Yes,
because it was that same theme that they only wrote
City of Stars.
one song for the entire musical. One song. It's not a musical.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
Rocky.
Hey,
absolutely.
Mando.
Nice.
That
Good
was
work.
Rocky. The theme from Rocky. Gonna fly now. All right, let's see.
That's what it's called. Gonna fly now.
Yeah.
Gonna
when they sing it,
now.
see,
yeah,
look at that.
Pete.
Everybody knows it, Tommy, except for you.
Pete and I have never sung together before. Now this was a huge moment.
Yeah, just right
Spiders
now.
and
it's our
singing
first duet.
together. All right, here we go. Next one.
It's Marvel. I'm Marvel, and I'm Marvel, and I'm theme song for Marvel and the Avengers. Is that it?
It is the Avengers. Yes.
No.
When they wrote it, is that how they pitched it? I think that's how they pitched it.
I think they sang it.
Avengers,
just like
and we're avenging, and we'll be over here
and
avenging.
then the cellos are the avenging cellos, avenging cellos.
Something needs avenging. We're
Here we
the
go,
ones who
avenging.
call.
Are you ready?
Ready. Jurassic Park.
Oh, Space Odyssey, 2001.
It's is it Ken Burns' The Civil War?
Can you do it again? Seemed very short.
Is it like taps?
Yeah, all of a sudden, yeah.
Was that Glory?
I hear nothing. Oh, that's Glory.
It's funny that you say it's Glory because it's the same composer, and he often is accused of using pieces of his own music over and over again. This isn't necessarily one of those pieces, but it does feel very familiar. It is James Horner who did Glory. It is the...
Never heard of him. I'm kidding. He's
it is the...
like the only guy who's ever... Okay.
Let me play the beginning. And I'm going to play it in order, or in regular...
Oh, yeah.
And see if you can get it here.
I love this. I should know this.
Is this A Few Good Men? Born on the 4th of July.
Have we done this on the show?
It's not JFK. But it's close to JFK.
Yes, but yeah.
We have done this on the show. It is a very patriotic movie. Ron Howard directed it.
Apollo 13.
It is Apollo 13. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Crying out loud.
Yes.
Good work.
Yes, indeed. That was a hard one.
I just want to say that spider was really rough, you guys.
And I just want to say I have nothing to blame my performance on. I'm spider free. I'm spider free.
If a washing machine could fly, my Jimmy could land it. Need I say more?
There you go. Mrs. Howard, I love it. All right. You ready? Here's another one.
Terms of Endearment?
Forrest Gump.
It is Forrest Gump.
Are you serious?
It is the feather theme.
Nice work now.
Forrest Gump.
I actually, to be
Wesley.
honest, I rewatched that within the last month.
Wow. Did you rewatch it backwards?
Da 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 da. Yes, I do all of my movies because I'm looking for signs for the devil. That's fun.
All right. Let's, should we do a few more? I've got a bunch of these.
Just a couple.
We'll do a few more.
Just 2 or 3 more, and then
all right,
you got to leave.
Here we go.
American president?
Oh.
No, that got big.
It is very
Is it a
I'm not good at
CGI
the
heavy?
waiting thing.
There are a lot of fake things fighting fake things in this particular.
Is this a Lord of the Rings?
It would be.
Is it the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring?
Fellowship of the Ring, yes.
Nice.
It is the Fellowship theme. There you go, Pete. Now you're playing.
There we go.
Okay, here's another one.
Superman.
Raiders
of the Lost Ark. I'm not allowed to guess twice, though. Right?
Cheater.
I did cheat, so who said it second? Mandy gets the point.
Yes. All right.
But we both know who.
No, I know.
Two more, unless we need a tiebreaker. Here we go.
All right. Are you keeping score? I don't think anybody's keeping score.
Yes.
You are?
You are? Tommy's at 5, Mandy's at
Cheat.
6, and Pete's at 4.
Oh,
adorable!
Mm-hmm.
That's.
Do you remember
rigged.
all the ones that I got in the test round yesterday?
You did a lot better yesterday than you did today.
All right.
So here we go.
This is do-do-do-do-do. Good, Bad, the Ugly. Fistful of
There it
Dollars,
is.
whatever it's called.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay. I only got that because I guessed it earlier. Okay.
All right, we've got a tie right now between Tommy and Mandy. So if Pete gets this, then there's
take a smoke break. First, take up smoking, and then take a break. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Are those bagpipes?
They're not bagpipes, no.
So it'd be.
It feels organ heavy to me.
I don't know what it is.
It feels spooky. It feels a little Danny Elfman to me, but not scampering enough to be Danny Elfman.
It might be all electronic.
The theme to It's Complicated. Is it It's Complicated?
It shouldn't be for you.
Complicated.
I didn't intentionally end it with this particular song, but this should be an easy one for Tommy. There's a hint.
That seems fun.
I know. What can I do?
Tommy's life story.
Here. I'm going to play it forward.
All right. I'm sorry, Mandy.
See if any of you can get this. Hey, man, I know. I can almost guarantee Mandy's probably seen this.
Oh, okay.
50% chance.
Almost guarantee.
Probably.
50%.
From the producers that brought you qualified. Okay.
Exactly.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, no. Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street. Sorry, Mandy. I got it. Yeah.
There it was, yeah.
Have you seen Nightmare on Elm Street?
Seen it.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be...
I've seen them all.
But
or not all of them.
Yeah.
1 through 3.
Dun, 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 dun. Right.
Creepy.
Lock your door.
Exactly.
5, 6, grab your
Exactly.
We've never sung before, and we've sung together twice tonight.
This is the magic of music and the magic of this game show. So thank you all for playing.
We love you, Andy.
Andy, that is a ton of work, and it's very appreciated.
Tommy,
I know.
I'm going to be singing creepy songs to you backward in your dreams tonight. So that's your prize for winning.
It's awful. You're an unwelcome visitor. So not glad to have had you here.
I like to pretend that everything Andy does is now backwards.
Yes.
Like you're going to get up at night and ungrind your coffee, and like it's just going to be like a horror show. Good luck.
How I live. That's right.
Good game, Andy. Thanks for being the games master
Thanks,
tonight.
everybody. Have fun with the rest of the show.
Now we get to do the list. Oh, the list.
Oh,
you guys. So the movie that we were talking about this week is Outside In. We're still in our Lynn Shelton series, and Outside In. Have either of you seen Outside In?
Nope.
I saw Inside Out.
It's a real banger.
With
I'm
me.
not kidding.
I know.
Yep. It's super, Eyes here.
Sorry,
I'm still
here. We are.
Y'all.
Here we are.
Okay. It is really great. I have to say, it is wonderful and moving with some really great subtle performances. And at one point, we do have a bit of breaking and entering in the film. And so that is the choice that the listeners picked, breaking and entering. We are here to talk about our favorite breaking and entering movies and maybe Dreamhouse. So let's see. How'd you do? How did you do with the fair breaking and entering movies? Was just before we get our first pick, do you have any rules that you applied for yourself to talk about breaking and entering movies? Any guidelines?
Nope.
Mandy says no. As always, I tried to find not a theme throughout, but tried to find interesting things that will I find them interesting, and instead they will make them ineligible. So
Great.
I look forward to me. Great.
Okay. The ones that came to mind immediately, they're either funny or give me great anxiety. And so
sure.
I've got my trio, and then I was done thinking about them. So
yeah, lots of steals. Here we go.
Wow. Here we go. The first one I am going to pick has already been picked, but I want to get it out of the way. It's only in our catalog once, but it's from August of last year. Mandy picked it, but it was already one of my favorite movies. I think it was Holiday Crime was the series that we did.
Yeah.
And
it
is a Dennis Leary vehicle?
Yeah.
The Ref.
Yeah.
I adore The Ref.
Damn, you
Y'all.
right.
Do we have a steal?
Oh, yeah.
We have a steal.
Outstanding. That could not have gone better for me.
Oh.
Outstanding.
I was going to start with it because I was like, one of these effers is going to steal this.
Honestly, I'm just deeply relieved that I got the first pick because I knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to do it. Okay. So
you guys want me to leave you alone?
Who's next? Tommy, it's you. Spoiler.
It's me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
what would you like to steal from Mandy?
Here is Prom. No. Here is that's an old callback. Me trying to steal Prom from anyone. Is my movie is a breaking and entering, which is made more interesting because it's two breaking and enterings, and the first breaking and entering is actually very easy and has very low stakes. It's when they get inside, they break inside the first one, breaking inside the second one. That's what the real problem is.
Are you picking like a Die Hard movie?
Is it Inside Man?
It is not. Oh, but that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. No, this would be Jared Leto, Forrest Whitaker, some famous guy that sings country. I don't remember who he is. I'm going to say Dwight Yoakam. That actually might be right. The answer is Panic Room. Yeah. David Fincher, one of my top two favorite directors of all time. Yeah, it's a double breaking and entering in that it turns out they break into the movie. I'm sorry, they break into the house, but actually what they want is inside the room. Inside the room.
That's
Nailed
the one
it.
where Kristen Stewart broke into my heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Because you like people that have
Kristen
diabetic seizures. Who's up next? Mandy?
It is me. I, of course, you know me. I went with a lighthearted comedy.
Always.
A romance. Just something fun that you watch just to feel good. Clockwork Orange. Which I have to admit, I've never seen. I could never tolerate that movie. But my husband...
That is an iconic breaking and entering sequence.
Yes.
The singing in the rain sequence. Yes.
Right. So Jer was like, oh, Clockwork Orange. And I was like, thank you. I will put it on the list. I know what you're referring to. I understand, but I have never seen it. I never would.
And he was like, honey, I'd love to show you this one scene. And you were like, honey, get back in your husband cage.
Get back in the cage.
Yeah.
The kid gets back in the cage. Yeah. So
that is, I didn't even think about that. And that is incredibly iconic.
Yep.
Yes.
And comes back to, it's so iconic, it is the bookend of the film. Yeah, that's great.
All Jer all day. He's awesome.
All Jer all day. I think that should be all of our catchphrase.
Yes. Officially.
Okay, so it's my turn. And I'm going to pick a movie that was, it was made, and then it was adapted from a book. I read the book, And it was a horrible book, and it kept me up nights. I couldn't stop reading it because I knew that if I stopped reading it in the middle of the night, I would have to then think about it in my nightmares. So I just would keep reading all night. It's one of those books, those books. Sure. And it was terrific. I read the entire series. It was made, and then nothing happened. And then there was the second book was adapted. And then they went back and readapted the first book with the other actor who was in the second movie. Iconic performances. I'm talking about
Sure.
Manhunter. When it was originally made with William Peterson in it, and that was the good version of it. It was later made again under the original book title Red Dragon with, again, I like to call that one Missed Opportunity because that movie was bad. It had an amazing cast. All the ingredients
Julianne
were
Moore,
there.
right?
Oh, God, it was just bad. Yeah, Ed Norton.
No, I think Julianne Moore was She
was in the third one, Hannibal Rises. Yeah. Or Hannibal. And so this one was, it was Edward Norton and
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Where are you going?
Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes with the tattoo. Yep. Yeah. It was not great. I was so disappointed, and I could watch William Peterson all day long. Love CSI. That's all. That's all. Manhunter, 1986.
I have to see Manhunter again because when I watched it the first time after Silence of the Lambs had come out and stuff, it was so dated. Like it has a very 80s Michael Mann feel.
Very much.
It's all purples and blues. And I was like, what's this? Because I wasn't able to put it in its correct place.
Well, yeah. I think watching it now, when you see Brian Cox as Hannibal Lecter and
Brian Cox,
Joan Allen and Chris Elliott is in it. Like it is
really?
It's it is horrifying because the whole premise is there's the killer in the yard who's like staring just outside the fence line, staring into people's houses, watching them, do stuff. And that is terrifying. Close your curtains, y'all.
The best part is none of that can be remade because who drops off film at a photomat anymore?
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's my turn and it's me. And now here he comes me because it's my turn. I'm going to pick, hold on. Here we go. I'm going to pick, this is an example of breaking and entering where the breaking is pretty quiet, but the entering is there. And the person that breaks in and enters is arguably there the entire time. Just sitting in the room. What if you thought someone had broken in and entered your house, but no one ever believed you? The Invisible Man remake.
Oh, this was, I think, the last movie you guys did on the film board before the pandemic.
Starring the incomparable Elizabeth Moss. And there's a chance I got that name incomparably wrong. But this movie is, if you're going to do a remake of IP, this is the way to do it. It's a complete redo and making it into a world filled with, unfortunately, stalking and harassment and all of this. This movie is 100% dynamite and is filled with someone invisibly breaking in and then living in your house for extended periods of time. And he's right behind you and you have no idea.
God, awful. And just as a set piece or as just a major set, that Invisible Man versus non-visible man fight. Like there is some extraordinary stunt work in here that is just
very
incredible.
Much so.
Incredible.
And if you care, if you go on YouTube, they actually have uploaded scenes of the people in the green screen suits to show you how it really worked. And an amazing amount of Elizabeth Moss doing actually a lot of that stunt work.
Yeah.
Hair pulling and all of that. It's really great. So that's mine. The end.
Yep. So that's one of Mandy's favorites films. I can't believe it.
Yeah, didn't see it. I have no. I would see it.
Okay. You would love it, Mandy. It's rough, but it's not rough. You would really like it.
No, I would watch it. I like creepy, atmospheric, fun movies.
That's the one.
Okay, so the first movie that occurred to me after The Ref, Pete, is a movie that I believed took place in a suburban home, but my wonderful husband, whom we've just touted,
aforementioned,
said, no, it took place on a houseboat. and it has been made twice, and that is Cape Fear.
Cape? Oh. Well,
do they not break
takes
and
place
enter?
In both.
Don't they break and enter and take the family hostage?
They do,
I'm thinking of a different movie.
No, but it takes place in a house and a houseboat.
Oh.
I think you both might be right.
Tommy, you just saved our marriage.
Yeah, no, it's but the whole thing doesn't take place on a houseboat. They use the houseboat as the last bit of respite of like, there's one thing that Katie can't do is swim. And then he totally does. But no, most of the movie takes place like in their general lives.
In the house.
So no,
in like a pretty house on a cul-de-sac or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cape Fear, people. Pete is looking like that has no breaking and entering.
Well, the breaking and entering part is interesting because most of his terror has to do with outside. He meets them in their general lives, but definitely the houseboat part, because he meets them like the iconic part is like when he's there in the theater, sitting in front of them and he's smoking a huge cigar going, rah, 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 rah. He's just sort of always around them outside. But then houseboat, I think breaking and entering a houseboat is like drying off. Yeah, it's very easy to break into a houseboat. I like it. I'm in.
Well, my memory of the movie is that he breaks into the house, but maybe I'm totally wrong. So,
well, as soon as you started talking about this, all I could think of is Dead Calm, which I think is just Billy Zane breaking into boats, which is amazing.
A boat.
Drying off.
I know, but then he gets on the other, and then they come back, and it's just a whole thing. Then
and
there's flames.
Her curls are so wonderful.
What curls? Those curls. Oh.
They really are astounding curls. Very young. Nicole
We're talking
Kidman.
about Sam Neill still, all right?
Okay, Cape Fear for the second pick. And that means the third one is me, and that means I didn't get anything stolen from me. Okay, here's the thing. This one's a little bit more... I don't know. I feel like this one, if anything is on the verge of sort of breaking the rules, it might be this one. This one is...
breaking and entering the rules.
It's exiting and creating. Exiting and fixing. That would have been the joke. Go ahead.
This is a movie about a young couple who's kind of in over their heads on buying an old Victorian in San Francisco.
MP?
What?
MP?
You mentioned it earlier.
Keep going.
Oh, no. No. Okay.
No, they're in over their heads buying the thing. And so they have to rent a downstairs apartment. So they decide, I think we're going to start taking applications, and they do. And it turns out they get somebody who cuts a good suit. There's a guy who looks good in a suit, drives a nice car, but he's not who you think he is. And then he's in the house and he starts making changes to the house. Now, of course, he's downstairs and he starts to insinuate himself into the rest of the house.
Moulin Rouge?
No, this is a 1990 John Schlesinger film.
Is it Rob Lowe?
Starring Melanie Griffith.
Oh, Pacific Heights.
Griffith.
Pacific Heights.
Oh, I've never seen that movie.
Done.
Isn't it Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
It is Michael Keaton playing an angry non-Batman Bruce Wayne. Yeah, it is.
I only know the cover of the movie.
He is all
Never
eyebrow.
seen it. Okay.
And he is sinister in this movie. And it just, it's like you have a tenant and he not only will he not leave, he's like drilling and hammering in your apartment and won't open the door, and things go wrong. And so I remember really liking that movie. I haven't seen it in a lot of years, but it was fun.
The MP we were guessing was the aforementioned Money Pit.
Which I didn't remember any breaking and entering, but you said they buy a fixer.
Well, they enter the house and then they break the floor with the tub.
I think I was making a joke back then, and now I'm really talking about a thing. So this is what I mean. It's not like he is a criminal, but things go wrong as he breaks into the rest of their lives and their house.
I love it.
So anyway, it's a stretch, but it's fine.
I never saw that movie. I don't think it's a stretch. I've never saw that movie, but I knew that it was Michael Keaton because of I come from a generation where I know the front of DVDs or before that VHS especially tapes. Horror things, because we'd always go to the horror section and look at the fronts.
Well, and this one has the Matthew Modine and Melanie Griffith inside a window, and they're kind of looking out the window, and and Bruce Wayne. Michael Keaton is right in front, looking in the same direction away from the house. So it is a nonsensical cover, but they all look very concerned at some third party or fourth party.
Then I will finish mine, which will only be known as a lack of interest as we keep going forward. I'll let Mandy pick. Mandy, do you want a monologue-driven movie based on a play or a horror movie that not many people have seen, but starring Ethan Embry, who I think you like Ethan Embry?
Monologue play.
Oh,
Transponster.
This is a real Sophie's choice.
I do enjoy Ethan Embry. Thank you for knowing that about me. But I want I want the monologue driven based on a play.
What if there was a movie where the entire mystery is the entire movie takes place, the original play took place in 2 locations, but the movie takes place in 5 altogether. And it is almost as a result a locked room mystery where there is a breaking and entering, and yet you are very well connected to whoever did the actual stealing.
What if? I think that's a world I'd like to live in.
Yeah. And here, I'm going to do an impression of an actor that I cannot do an impression of.
Okay, great. This is my favorite part.
How do business if they take the phones? How are we supposed to do business if we take the phones? You want me to, can I do another?
Are we talking about GGGR?
We are. Glengarry Glen
Really?
Ross. One of my favorite. That was supposed to be Alan Arkin. My apologies.
No, it was
to
great.
Everyone and the Arkin family.
For a minute, I thought it was In the Heights.
That they actually give you
with coffees for closers.
They give you so many different things. You know that Ed Harris is involved, but it turns out to be Alan Arkin. No, it turns out to be Jack Lemmon. You think it's Alan Arkin because he gives the full thing, but it'll be Jack Lemmon who then fingers Ed Harris that they stole it. They stole the leads to give to Jerry across the street because Jerry had those leads with the nurses.
I think you and I are in violent agreement on one point about that movie, which is the greatest monologue in that movie does not belong to Alec Baldwin. It belongs to Pacino.
100%. Well, and famously in that the ABC, the whole Alec Baldwin monologue never existed in the play.
Yeah. Right,
it was added for the movie. So hooray, we did it. And that's what we call lists. We're not done yet.
We're not done yet. No, you just just tried to get.
I just wanted to make a little song.
That was a giant cane pulling Mandy off the stage.
I wanted to make a little song and I did it and I feel great.
What the bleep? My last choice, Tommy, thank you for the intro, was also suggested by Jer. He really knocked this one out of the park.
Boy, oh boy. Why isn't he doing the podcast?
Did you do any work on this show?
Well, I thought it was mother-daughter tension and I was all about it and I had a list.
Oh, okay.
And then I found out that was not the topic. And he's a ringer. He helped me out. This is one of my favorite catch it on cable, watch it, no matter what part it is. I love this movie. I love every actor in this movie. Ooh. It makes me laugh out loud.
Give us
The
clues.
breaking and entering is a part of it. This movie is Horrible Bosses.
Great clue. I think I said give us clues, and that is a tough clue.
Oh, I didn't hear you say give us clues.
That's okay. Horrible Bosses. No, that's fun. It's a great cast.
And they break into Spacey's house, and
Jennifer Aniston is in that.
Sudeikis.
Anything that Jason Sudeikis does. Yeah.
Brushes the toothbrush on his bum, and Ted Lasso. Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Oh, fun. That's great.
That's a good pick, and it's funny. Look,
does the second one match up? I never saw the second one. Is the second one worth it? Do you remember?
It is worth it. It's funny. It's not as good by any means. Christoph Waltz is in it, which is great.
Oh, that's amazing.
Chris Pine.
That's your boy. That's your boy. Pining for Pine.
Mandy, I'm really sorry because I think had you not lost the steal of the ref to me, you would have had a solid trio of great comedy breaking and entering films.
Thank you.
What with A Clockwork Orange?
Thank you, Pete.
Nailed it.
Well, that's not a comedy, no?
That's the
funny.
spider. This is the spider talking.
Hey, this was really fun. Now we get to pick the films or the topics for next week. Now, what are we talking about? Sword of Trust. This is Lynn Shelton's last film, and it stars her then partner, her boyfriend, Marc Maron, and you guys.
The Marc Maron?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And it is crushingly, like, knowing how her life ended with him, that he was the one who found her, like, all of it is just so crushingly sad.
Oh, God,
it makes this movie just so heartwarmingly better for me. Like, I just get so much joy out of this movie. It's really great. I am already ideologically positioned to love it, but it's also, I think, a solid film.
Was this then her last film?
It is her last film.
I would like to then suggest, apropos of nothing, I would just like to suggest that anyone's like a film, the last film that a director makes.
Oh.
Like it says right on the coda.
Like a director's, no one knows what Mandy's saying. She's so drunk. But a director's last film. That's interesting.
A director's last film. Okay.
Yeah. Does that mean, but we have to, should we clarify, does that mean that the director is no longer with us, or it's just their last, because it can't just be their last film so far. Rennie Harlan could come out from,
because it's all Soderbergh films.
Soderbergh retired. Yeah.
No, it has to be their last film.
Yeah. So I would say it's their last film by definition. They're not directing anymore.
My last film, period, ever, period. There.
Because.
Good, right?
Yeah.
Because of Cosmos? Because they're dead? Is that
because
what we're saying?
Because they probably, they're in a jar somewhere. Perfect. Okay.
Because they're not here. Get it? You get it.
I had another idea.
Fine. Oh, Mandy
totally
did.
off the top of my
yeah,
head.
What do you got?
What about inheriting something weird or out of the norm when family dies?
Wow, right off the dome with that. That was incredible,
just came
Mandy.
Up with that.
Yeah, you yes-anded that.
You mean like inheriting something weird or like that isn't as normal when someone dies?
Well, in this movie,
that's what I mean.
The sword of trust is an object that is purported to be a sword that was surrendered to General Lee, thus proving the South won the Civil War.
Do they mention that it's out of the norm?
Yeah. Okay. So inheriting something weird or out of the norm when a family dies is your pick?
Yeah. What else
that
could
means
it be?
You get
Pawn
two
shops.
Picks, but
No, I'm just
Mandy has that pick. Did I mention you are laughing?
Down.
You are laughing about someone's last film because they passed away and you're making a joke out of it. I just want you to remember that right now. It is somber.
That's what makes it so goddamn funny. That's what makes it the opposite of a callback. There's no calling back. All right. So I came up with one off the dome. Mandy came up with a great one and I restated it. Pete, anything? I screamed the word pawn shops, but that's just how I cleared my throat.
Well, some of the other choices dealing with the Civil War from today's perspective, collectible swords. That seems like a stretch for me. Pawn shops, like great cinematic pawn shops.
We would pick collectible swords if we hated whoever was up next week.
Unfortunately, let me just tell you who's up next week. Who's up next week is me, Andy, and Steve.
Collectible swords for the win. Collectible swords.
Do it.
Swords.
Let's see if the community hates you or loves you.
Let's see where we land. Collectible swords. Oh, I can think right now of movies with famous collectible swords. I can think of so none. All right, so we have our three. That's great. You feel good, Pete?
This has been a rough show. I'm not going to lie to you. I love you both. This has been a hard one. These final words. I had the spider thing. I don't know if you remember that. That was horrific.
But everything else was perfect.
Nightmare fodder. Okay. Hey, thank you, everybody. If you're not, if you're not watching the live streams of these shows, you're missing out. Do you want to lend your voice in next week's challenge? You should. It's really easy to do. You head over to the Show Talk channel in the Next Reel Discord community, and you can lend your vote to the chaos that is list picking and movie sabotage each week. Please don't pick collectible swords. How do you get access to the Show Talk channel, you ask? That's great that you ask that. all you have to do is head over to thenextreel.com/membership, and you can become a supporter of the Next Reel family of podcasts for just $1 a month. You can become a one-reeler. You can join our community on the Discord server, and for a few dollars more, I have to say, as an aside, Tom, I did ask Andy in the reverse audio to record himself saying, giving you commands from Foster, but then played backwards.
Oh, that's interesting.
He might have done it. We'll never know. It could be totally subliminal.
Yeah.
So sleep tight.
It's almost like you gave me a real collectible sword just then. Keep going.
Yeah, it's a real gem. You know, if you become a member for a few dollars more, you become a two-reeler supporter. You get to join these live streams as we record. You get early access to the show and your very own personal podcast feed. And you can access the super secret member channels in Discord and the member bonus episodes. We're doing a ton of member bonus episodes. So many member bonus episodes. How can you possibly? You can't even digest all the member bonus episodes. I dare you to digest all these member bonus episodes.
You couldn't count them with a bunch of knives that you gathered. Keep going.
No, maybe a collectible sword or three.
Exactly. Like a sharp implement that you are hoarding. Keep going.
Letterboxd is a veritable scimitar in the film community. They are now offering a discount to anyone who's listening to The Next Reel. Head over to thenextreel.com/letterboxd, and you can upgrade your Letterboxd account to Pro or Patron with a 20% discount. Discount works for renewals too. So if you're close to having to pay that bill again, fret not. You can go ahead and get some bucks off. Doubloons. Save your doubloons for that. So, hey, thanks, you guys. This is quite a marathon. I'm so glad we kept it tight. We came in, we said we're going to keep it tight, and we kept it tight. A tight 97. Is that a thing?
Oh, God.
You're
My
in showbiz.
face hurts from laughing.
This was delightful. Thank you, Mandy Kaplan.
Oh, thank you, Pete Wright and Tommy Metz. It is Tommy, isn't it?
Wesley?
Always a favorite time to be with you.
Well, on that note, we have clearly run out of words. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Collect double swords. Collect double swords. Collect double swords.